Hi, I'm Kim. I'm the director here at Wyck, and I'm excited to announce our fall fundraiser, Wyck's Way Forward. This fall, we're not only collecting funds to help support Wyck and its many programs, but we're also collecting stories and anecdotes about all the things that make Wyck such a special place. To get us started, here's a few phrases from our volunteers.
So my name is Kathy May, and I'm a volunteer here at Wyck. I live just down the road. I came to Wyck probably about 6 years ago when I first attended and helped organize the Philadelphia Honey Festival, because on the side, when I'm not volunteering here at Wyck, I am a beekeeper.
My name is David Rose. I am the principal curator at Sally Blagg, an urban design firm based here in the Germantown section of Philadelphia. Our idea is really to capitalize on the living history of culture, whether that be through landscapes, whether that be through agriculture, through storytelling, through historic spaces like the Wyck House Farm and Garden. So that's why we're here.
My name is Gregory Funk. I am a volunteer and docent here at Wyck, and have stepped into the position of culinary historian here. I have lived in the neighborhood for 25 years. It took me that long to get ushered through the fence and the front door. I was curious, but I never just strolled in. So there was a little commercial for looking for docents, and I walked, and very happy that I have done that.
Wyck is that old house that really tells the story of a family. It's a house that I think all of us could identify with. But then it's more than just a house, and other historic sites don't have more than just a house. Wyck's got the rose garden that it's famous for. Oldest rose garden in the United States in its original plan, as we say on tour. And it's beautiful, and it's been recently restored, just put in a whole bunch of boxwoods that recaptured the original plan and the outline of it. It looks gorgeous, and the two rosarians that are on staff now are just doing a wonderful job of helping that garden come back alive. So Wyck's got the house, it's got the rose garden, but wait, there's more, also without sounding too corny. It's got the farm aspect of it. So there's a huge vegetable farm that we run the Home Farm Club with, and the Foodways program. Not all sites have a farm on site, and the various outbuildings. And then something I knew nothing about until I moved to Philadelphia, this whole notion of Quaker tradition and the Quaker values. So I've come to learn and appreciate a little bit about that whole aspect of how people live their lives. And that's something that pervades the history of Wyck.
It felt like this place resonated with some of the core things that I was about and that my family was about. So seeing a place like Wyck that still had the rose garden, that still had the farm moving in a way that was still engaging the community, seemed like a good fit. And really, once I moved back in 2016, was able to feed my own family from the farm, and see my daughter run the farm rows, and really have her first experiences with food. She's 2 and some change, and the Wyck House Farm is the farm that she knows. It's the farm for her, you know. So that's kind of my familiarity with the space.
I think my first impressions here were that it was a museum. It is a house museum, but it feels very alive. It feels alive with relatives, it feels alive with volunteers and friends and gardeners and horticulturists and children. It's a very, very cool place, but it's a very active living house and home still. One of the things that just keeps popping up are the opportunities for involvement in volunteerism here. I'm lucky enough to have, as the culinary historian, to have access to 15 or 20 receipt books. Family passed those down, mother to daughter to men as well in the family. So just having those resources here, the recipes for cookies and macaroons and quarterly meeting pie, and it's just on and on and on. So that's not even the challenge, that's the joy here, is dealing daily with resource material that belongs in the house.
So I'm excited not just about what's possible in the future, but what I'm seeing form right now in the midst of everything that's going on. So when you walk through the attic and hear the stories about the different materials and the different time periods and the architecture and the landscapes that spill out onto Germantown Avenue and engage, you know, different audiences, even in events like the Honey Festival that engages entrepreneurs and artists and artisans to be on site and share their wares. So I think that's not only what I'm excited about for the future, but it's what's been happening that I'm proud to be part of. There's a lot going on, and the farm and the gardens is a place of peace for me. As a place to escape, I have those memories. I have the memories of bringing my daughter here from a toddler, from like 6 months or so, and just talking to her about the plants and her smelling the flowers and her being in the sun, you know, seeing other families and meeting other families here, meeting the community here, understanding that what I was experiencing is just an extension of what has always happened in this space.
So when I look at Wyck and wonder, well, gee, why should this place exist for the future? There's a multitude of reasons on different levels that would appeal to different people. The historic house, and I didn't even mention all of the, what do you call it, like the furnishings and all of the various artifacts that the family has saved over the generations. So you have that, but then you've got the rose garden, then you have the actual garden, then you've got the outbuildings, then you've got this whole Quaker tradition that falls behind that. So that sets Wyck apart, I think, and makes a good case for why we should always take care to preserve what's here.